I you know I'm when it, me personally, if I'm not winning, I'm never satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
In the moment, nobody likes to win.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody likes to lose. Like any competitor doesn't like losing, but that's a part of the game. Especially now with the times during COVID, the only sure thing is change.
Yeah.
It's gonna be we knew a lot that there's gonna be a lot of tough hills, and that's the times right now. It's just it's up and
Yeah.
down. Not everything's smooth sailing. There's gonna be a lot of unexpected stuff, and Coach Topex knew that, and we knew that. But that's a part of basketball is injuries and everything. But I'm proud of my guys. There was a lot of tough times, but everyone tried to stick together through the
Mm-hmm.
times and just keep pushing. And if you don't win, something to be satisfied with is everyone at least trying their best.
Yeah, and it's kind of tough. You guys had like Nick DeMusis and Algin Melesio and Larry Muyang. You guys had rookies that provided some spurts wherein they were very successful and they were providing a great spurt off the bench to help the starters. But yeah, it was kind of tough because the starters weren't complete as well. And yeah, that's still a great potential for you guys to succeed in the import conference, especially if you get the import, like if you get like Eugene Phelps again or something of that caliber.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll be great,
Ex-
great for you guys.
exactly. That's what I'm. From I always say I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right.
Yeah.
So I try to think positives of situations because if we're negative about it, it's not going to help us. Like you said, for next conference, we want to come back stronger and we put our heads down and complain. So I
Mm-hmm.
see last conference, like even though we lost, maybe it was a stepping stone for us to win championship next conference. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for the hiatus, it was tough because it was like a month and you guys had games ready and then hiatus. So what if some teams or some players from your team didn't like keep in shape and then you guys resume right away? It was tough. But then individually for you, and maybe if like some as a team, like what did Coach Topex do and you as an individual do to try to still keep in shape and have that mindset of preparing for the opponents, especially if you don't know who you're gonna play next. But like the schedule, they give it out like only a few days in advance or something, so you don't know who you're going to go against. And the games are you could play in like 3 games in 5 days, something like that. How is it for you guys?
It's an uncomfortable feeling
Mm-hmm.
as a team because you don't want to complain or be negative because it's not going to help our situation if
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to win because nobody's going to feel bad for you guys because it
Mm-hmm.
happens to the next team as well and everyone else. We're all playing under the same roof, same schedule, same gym. So that's something I learned last bubble is those teams that if you complain and you don't like your situation, it's probably not going to turn out good for you.
Yeah.
So Coach Topex is a good leader, and even not even Coach Topex, a lot of other players, RJ, Matt,
Mm-hmm.
CB, Vic, just staying positive and looking towards the next game. But yeah, there was times I think when we played Talking Tex, we didn't find out we were playing them until the day before
Yeah.
the game. But luckily, since I've been in the league for so long, that's been a part of my maturity process. Is always it's in my job title to be prepared. To the
Mm-hmm.
athlete. Even in the off season for the month, Coach Topex had us do online workouts and we had a schedule and everything. But
Mm-hmm.
I believe as a professional basketball player, it's in our job. We should be prepared to always be in shape.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
even I believe if they called me anytime in the off season, I should be prepared to
Mm-hmm.
play because that's my job, and I don't think anyone should be coming back in the season out of shape, even if the coaches or whoever tells them to run or have good cardio, or
Mm-hmm.
not. I believe it's all of our responsibility.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you are a player that really keeps in shape despite all the circumstances like the pandemic, the lack of availability of gyms or courts. But then for you in the whole pandemic, what was the biggest struggle in terms of basketball? Like was it like the motivation to continue working out or which part of your game didn't know which part of your game to
Yeah.
enhance your abilities in? What was the toughest part for you? Because there's a lot of possible uh, what do you call this, possibilities for you to have a difficult time. So what was yours personally?
Probably just getting in the gym and getting shots up, because I'm assuming maybe some players didn't follow rules or something, but they're advised to stay at
Yeah.
home. And I have a family and I'm living with my in-laws, and I couldn't get in the gym to get shots up. So
Okay.
before the season, I barely shot any. So I just had to rely on my physical abilities. So that was because a lot of my confidence comes from preparation and practice.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess mentally that got me, is not having the feeling of seeing the ball go through the hoop continuously. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm a strong believer in repetition and practice, and I didn't get to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was probably the most difficult part. But I mean, when you get to shoot with great shooters like RJ and Matthew Wright,
Yeah.
that really helps. That really speeds up the process.
Mm-hmm.
And also had a little shooting coach like a week before the season started.
Mm-hmm.
I got in the gym with this guy named Matt Salem. He went to LaSalle as
Oh
well.
yeah. Yeah.
Really great shooter. He really helped me with my shot. And he made a big difference with it as well mid-season. So yeah, but that was the toughest part, is just getting the feeling and the confidence with the basketball, because it's weird. I need to have like a relationship with the basketball. Like there's a connection, so that was probably the toughest part.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I haven't played recently. I mean, I play here in the village, but then that's different from playing 5-on-5, like shooting the ball alone or with only a couple of people from your village. It's really different than playing in a court, like how you guys were able to play in Clark and then Inares before the ECQ. But I wanted to ask also your thoughts, because personally it was tough for me. Like, I'm a huge Abueva fan, and he was previously on your team, and I got surprised that you guys were able to offer him an extension, and then he got traded right away. And for me, yeah, it was. I think I know Chris is a great player, so I was like, okay, maybe they wanted a point guard, so I would I would be fine with that. But then personally, like now, Calvin's like the leading BPC candidate, and he could have been with you guys, because you guys have a big hole now in the three position, and he was the one there already, and you guys traded him, and then you guys added Vic. I mean, Vic's a really great player also, but then he plays a similar position as you and Justin, and then you drafted Larry Muyang. So it kind of like you guys have a lot of big men already on your team instead of having Calvin, which is more balanced in my opinion. So I wanted to get your take. Like, what was your initial thoughts on that? Like, you guys have so many big men and the lack of wings and guards. But then, because you can't play all the bigs together, I mean, the four of you are really great players, but it's hard to put all of you guys and playing at the same time.
Yeah, I was with Calvin the day before, or a couple days before, and I thought we were really going to try to build off of what we did last conference. But I was really shocked. Don't get me wrong, I love Chris Banchero. That's my guy. I got really close with him in the bubble.
Yeah.
I love Chris. Great basketball player, great guy. But just no matter who Calvin would have been traded for. I mean, Calvin's a unique player. He's like a unicorn.
Yes.
Like, he's great. So I was shocked, but yeah, you're gonna have to ask Topex on that one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to ask Topex, but I guess maybe they wanted to take it in a different direction, more maybe more of a speed type of game. I'm not too sure, but but maybe we'll see next conference too. Maybe it'll be different with the import now, and yeah.
But you personally, since you're the starting power forward and like you're arguably the second top option on your team behind Matt, and was it tough for you initially to adjust with we had Justin, you had Larry, and you had Vic, and even you had Kyle Pascual. You had so many bigs now. Was it hard for you, or not much of an adjustment?
No, it wasn't much of an adjustment. Because I believe I play positionless basketball, and I really work on my game. I think I can dribble, I can shoot, I can run, I can push around big men, and I just can't run with like the small little fast guys. Like I'm 240. I'm not gonna lie to myself on that. I can't do that. But I can believe I can do a lot. So I think the tough part I had was playing off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if I'm playing on the wing, I think the way Calvin grabs rebounds as a small forward and mixes up in there,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really tough to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that tough type of stamina. I guess I don't know
Yeah.
how he does it. I
Calvin's
don't
a
know how he
different
does it.
animal. No one
Yeah,
can be like him. It's like only
yeah,
Scotty Thompson, maybe, or Cliff Hodge, Sean Anthony, only a few people.
yeah. It's really weird how he does it. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the adjustment wasn't too crazy for me. It wasn't too
Yeah.
much. So, and even if I do have a hard time with it, I see it as I'll grow as a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in being comfortable all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah, I felt uncomfortable at first playing the three, but
Mm-hmm.
that's when I feel that feeling of uncomfort. I'm like, okay, I'm doing something right here. I must be growing. You know,
Yeah.
I must be feeling that resistance versus sometimes me and my personality, if I'm comfortable, maybe I'll relax a little too much
Mm-hmm.
versus my development as a person and a player. So I think I needed that little comfort too. So